Open your book to page 267. This is lesson 9.5. This lesson is on conditional equations, identities, and equation with no solutions. So when you have an equation and you try to solve, you're going to end up with three situations, three possible results. So let's go to example 1. You have 2 times 5x minus 7 equal to 10x minus 14. So to solve the equation, you have to multiply everything out. So when you multiply, you get 10x. Multiply, you get minus 14. Now, when you get to here, notice two sides are identical. So two sides are identical, you're not going to be able to come up with an answer. So in this case, your answer would be identity. And that would be your answer because they are identical. Okay. Now, if you try to solve, you're going to end up with 0 equal to 0. What happens is if you try to minus, for example, if you minus 10x, you end up with minus 14 equal to minus 14. And if you try to do more, if you plus 14, you're going to get 0 equal to 0. Which is true, but you're not going to be able to come up with an answer. So identity means two sides are exactly the same. So that means x can be equal to any number. Okay? So this one has infinite number of solutions. Because x can be any number and it will always work out. So, but you don't have to get that far. Okay? Again, all you want to do is, once you see that both sides are same, you can stop already. So don't waste your time to do all this extra stuff. Okay? As soon as you see both sides are exactly the same, now make sure they're exactly the same. So if they're exactly the same, then the answer would be identity. Okay, let's go to example 2. Example 2, it says 4 times 3x minus 5 minus 2x equal to 2 times 5x plus 1 minus 22. It says this is the identity. And the reason is that if you work it out, you can see that it's going to be the same on both sides. So let's try that. So multiply, you get 12x. Multiply, you get minus 20. Line these things up. And this one, when you multiply, you get 10x. Multiply, you get plus 2. And this one you drop, right? You can try to line it as much as you can. And when you combine the like terms, you're going to end up with 10x minus 20. And this side, you got 10x. And if you add this together, minus 20. So you can see that. So this is the identity because both sides are identical. Okay, now let's go to example 3. Example 3 deal with the equation with no solution. Okay, equation with no solution is when you try to work it out, it will not work. Okay, there will be no such thing. So example 3, you have x plus 1 equal to x plus 2. So again, you try to consolidate the variables, so minus x on both sides. You're going to end up with 1 equal to 2. Okay? See, what happens is, when you have this kind of situation, this is true. Right? When it's always true, you get an identity. Because that means x can equal to anything, it will always work out. But when you have this kind of situation, this is false. That means no matter what, notice there's no x. That means the x value does not matter. It means x can equal to anything. So it says that whatever x is equal to, it's always come out false. That means no number that x can be to make these things work. So this is always not going to work. So when nothing is going to work, the answer would be no solution. So again, when it's always false, that means no solution. Nothing is going to work. When it's always true, right? 0 is always equal to 0, right? When it's always true, that means any number can work. So these two are like opposite of each other. This is any number can work. So it's identity. They are identical. This one is none of the numbers going to work. So there's no solution. Okay, so let's go to example 4. So page 268, example 4. You have 4x minus 2 times 3 minus x equal to 12. So let's go and see if we can solve this. So multiply, so distribute, so you get negative 6, multiply, negative times negative is plus 2x equal to 12. Now this you can combine, right, consolidate things a little bit. So you got 6x minus 6 equal to 12. Again, none of you equal sign. So that's going to undo this one. So plus 6, plus 6. So you got 6x is equal to 18. Divide by 6, divide by 6. So x equal to 3. Now when you come up with the answer, when x can be equal to something, then that means this is called a conditional. Conditional means you have to have a certain condition, means that x can only equal to 3 to make this true. If x equal to 4, then it's no good. X equal to 2 is no good. So only time that this is going to be true, the only time this is going to work is when x equal to 3. So that's the reason it's called conditional, because you have to meet this condition. So again, so when you can come up with the answer, it's called a conditional. So this is a conditional equation. Okay. Now let's go to example 5. You have 4x minus 2 times 3 plus 2x is equal to negative 6. So it's just very similar to like last one. So let's go and work it out. So none of everything. So again, when you have parentheses, you have to undo the parentheses first. So negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times 2x will give you minus 4x. Again, try to none of your equal sign. Now let's go and consolidate the variables. So in this case, this cancels out. So you're going to get negative 6 equal to negative 6. So right away, you know that your answer would be identity, because they're identical, right? So this one, you're not going to come up with the answer, because there are infinite number of answers. Identity means there are infinite number of answers, means x can be equal to anything, and it will always work. So this is always true, always work. Okay. Now example 6. You got 4x minus 2 times 3 plus 2x is equal to 8. So again, let's work it out. So you got 4x, multiply, so you get minus 6. Multiply, you get minus 2x equal to 8. Combine the like terms. This is a 4x. Combine the like terms, they cancel out, right? So you got negative 6 equal to 8. Okay. So let's go and none of the equal sign. So this is false. So that means no matter what x is, it will never work. Okay? So there will be no solution, because it's just not gonna work.